Cabinet on Wednesday the 8th of July 2026. We'll go straight to the agenda item. Agenda item 1, apologies. We received apologies from Councillor Vaughan Forsey. Any other apologies? I think Councillor Mark Spencer said he was going to be late. So I'll put them in just in case he can't make it. Item 2, declarations of interest. Has anyone got anything to declare from the items they can see listed today? As usual, colleagues, as we start to go through it and you realise you should have, please declare it there and then. And just on cue, Councillor Mark Spencer arrives. Agenda item 3, minutes from the June Cabinet meeting. Can I beg to move, please? And have a second. Councillor Hughes and Councillor Dan. Okay, agenda item 4, annual Welsh language monitoring report. Councillor Jason Hughes.
Good everybody. So this is the Cabinet report. This is the Welsh report. I'm happy to share this report with colleagues today. We're in practice in Ymddiheuriadau. Following implementation of the Council's Welsh language standards in March 2016, the Council has had a statutory duty to produce an annual monitoring report on compliance with Welsh language standards under the Welsh Language Wales measures of 2011. This annual report represents the Council's 10th year of implementing the Welsh language standards, and in compliance with statutory requirements, provides an overview of the Council's progress in meeting the standards during the financial year ending March 2026. So the report includes key performance information required by the Welsh Language Commissioner to be published annually, which highlights the significant achievements during this year and identifies priority areas for future work. The draft report was published online by the deadline date of 30th of June 26 to meet statutory requirements and will be updated immediately once agreed by full council. So the key areas to note from here include the Gymraeg Waith initiative. Classes have continued successfully with 15 staff sitting and all passing the Ymddiheuriadau level examination. I was also honoured to attend the Welsh for Adults Went Awards alongside our learners, where Newport City Council received the Gymraeg Waith Work Welsh Award for sustained leadership, learning development, and the practical use of Welsh in the workplace. Congratulations to those involved. So the Welsh Language Staff Network is a new staff network that was launched, providing a platform for Welsh speakers, learners, and wider staff to support the promoting and use of the Welsh language across the organisation through a range of activities, campaigns, and events. In regards to the internal translation service, a new internal translation service became operational, and over 200 translation requests in its initial period. This reduces reliance on external providers and strengthens compliance with standards. The report also identifies priorities for the next reporting period, which include working with other local authorities across Gwent to build momentum in preparation for welcoming the Eisteddfod within Gwent 2027 to Newport. It's the first time the Eisteddfod has been held in the city in nearly its 100-year history. The role of Councillor John Harris, the elected member of the Welsh Language Champion, has been instrumental in highlighting the importance of the Welsh language across the city while actively promoting it within the council. Diolch i Ymddiheuriadau Harris, rwy'n edrych ymlaen at weithio gyda chi a sicrhau bod Casnewydd y ddinas lle gall pawb gweld bywyd, dysgu, defnyddio a charu'r iaith Cymraeg. So I ask that the council considers this report and recommends it to full council. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Any comments, questions, or queries?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Leader. I just wanted to raise the fact that within the report we focus on our first Welsh LRB, and I'm really pleased to say that children are making use of that, and they're settling and they're thriving. So it's a really positive step for us. I wanted to also note our immersive programme that's functioning well in Ysgol Gymraeg Wedley for those children in primary school. Fantastic programme, and equally the programme is there available for children in secondary school who wish to transfer to the mainstream or move into Newport and wish to pick up Welsh Medium language, and that's in Ysgol Gymraeg. It's worth noting that children who actually have two languages from a very early age, it helps shape their brain, it helps them abilities, problem solving, develops memory, and it helps enable other skills later on. We already have free weekly baby groups that parents can attend and take their baby along to help that emergency process. There are drop-in sessions readily available to parents and toddlers, and we have day nurseries and equally childminders readily available to support children whose parents wish to immerse themselves in the Welsh language. We've also got our My Friends, which are our playgroup sessions, and they're run by Friends Start. It's really important to note that 94% of children in our Welsh medium schools actually come from non-Welsh homes. So I think what I'm pointing out here is the accessibility and availability of medium Welsh for families, and it doesn't matter that you actually come from an English-speaking background, your child will develop. I know one of the key anxieties generally is homework, and I want to provide the reassurance that homework is always sent home bilingually. So even though as a parent you feel uncomfortable with using Welsh, the Welsh language, or understanding Welsh language, you will still enable them and help and support them in Welsh. Also, primary schools will lead and support parents in learning Welsh, and those Welsh classes are always readily available. So I really endorse and support the idea and principle that parents actively engage and ensure their children go to Welsh medium schools, because we've got places that are readily available.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. Thank you, Councillor, for leading this agenda so diligently. I know you went to North Wales recently and did a speech. Anglesey, was it?
It was Anglesey,
and so adding a chief executive one as well. So we will look forward to welcoming the Earth next year.
And we just add as well, of course, we mentioned it briefly this week. You know, I think for lots of people who speak Welsh in the city, I think there's an awful amount, higher amount of people learning Welsh. I think it's really important. We've always said that the importance of that is how you can translate that into using Welsh in the city, and they've had, you know, recent significant music concerts, and I think there is, highlighted by Welsh fans headlining these weeks. But also, I thought in relation to the council, I had to phone the council myself this last couple of weeks asking for a service on behalf of a family member, and without actually knowing who I was, or actually sort of knowing what the request was, I was automatically asked by one of our staff if I wanted that service in Welsh, and they were able to offer it in Welsh as well, which, you know, it's a significant move forward for me from what he started to 10 years ago. There are real changes happening around as well. It's not just about reports, this is about how those reports translate into real action. So I would say thank you to Kate, our social services department. I mean, it was really strong service, shows how things are changing.
Thank you, Councillor. That's good to hear. Okay, can I have a proposer and a second there? Councillor Clark, Councillor Davis. Okay, agenda item 5, Safe and Newport Community Safety Partnership Annual Report 25-26. Again, Councillor GC.
Big tired of my voice, President, today. So, I'm pleased to present the Safe and Newport Annual Report 2025-26, which provides an update on the activity undertaken by Newport Community Safety Partnership during the reporting period and outlines progress against the Safe and Newport strategy of 24-29. So the report highlights the partnership co-chaired by Newport City Council and Web Police, and the achievements, challenges and strategic direction for enhancing community safety in Newport during that period 25-26. It should be read as an annual update to the Safe and Newport Strategic Needs Assessment and Strategy, demonstrating progress against the partnership's agreed priorities and objectives. Key achievements include the inaugural Community Safety Conference, which I know you attended, continued embedding of the ASB strike process, strengthening place-based response planning through the Safer Places work groups, and the completion of the ASB Community Impact Assessment. The report also reflects progress in relation to women's safety, the nighttime economy, future CCTV reporting, and clearer presentation of trend data and partnership activity. Having said that, the report acknowledges ongoing concerns and challenges, including public confidence, perception of crime and community safety, low reporting rates, and the need to strengthen outcome measurements. The partnership will continue to focus on evidence-led delivery, improved communication and targeted multi-agency responses during 26 and 27. The Partnership Scrutiny Committee considered this annual report on the 24th of June 26, and the recommendations included a focus on improving public confidence by strengthening communication about positive actions and planned activities. The recommendations align with the Partnership's planned focus for 26-27 on improving public reassurance, sharing consistent key messages, and demonstrating the impact of community safety activity throughout future reporting. In conclusion, the report reaffirms Safer Newport's commitment to improving community safety through collaboration, evidence-led practice, and targeted interventions. During 25-26, the Partnership strengthened delivery through key achievements, including the Community Safety Conference, prevention pilots, improvements to ASB processes, and enhanced place-based responses planning. Strengthening outcome measurements and clearly evidencing difference made for communities will remain the key focus for 26-27. So I recommend that Cabinet approves the Safer Newport Annual Report 25-26 for publication.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Colleagues, any further comments and questions on this community safety partnership? We know ASB and the city centre is a particular hot topic, but I know the city centre dominates narratives quite rightly, but we also shouldn't forget about Waith and the events we have seen, tragic events we have seen in the great community of Waith. So there are particular hotspots that, as a council, we need to focus on, and this partnership needs to double down on, because everyone should feel safe in their communities, particularly, but also when they go about their daily business. Any comments, please? Councillor Davis.
I just want to comment on, in particular, welcome the work progressing on the Women's Safety Charter, to strengthen, focus on that women feel safe within our expenses. It really matters. And designing in and considering what feels safe is actually inherently important. And it's very often it's women that take on that consideration. So it is brilliant that works on here, women involved, local businesses involved, advocacy groups involved. Because if you can make it safe for women, you can make it safe for everybody. And it's not just about safety, it's about access as well. There's basic principles of pushing buggies, pushing wheelchairs, etc., etc. If you get that right, you actually make the city centre work with you not supported. So I'm really, really pleased that this work is going ahead.
I just have to add, just to come from the city centre, it was actually quite busy. So I know people do go, and people still enjoy the city centre. But nonetheless, we have to double down, and Councillor Hughes knows this as well, on ensuring it is as best as safe as humanly possible. Okay, can I propose on a seconder? Councillor Howell, Councillor Spencer. Okay, agenda item 6. Councillor Jason Hughes again.
Thank you, Leader. So, this seeks Cabinet approval to adopt the Newport strategy for 26-29. The strategy sets out how Newport's library service will respond to changing community needs over the next 3 years. It will support compliance with Welsh Public Library standards and the Council's statutory duty to provide a comprehensive and efficient library service. The strategy is needed as the previous strategy has passed its intended timeframe. Library use has changed since the pandemic, and we'll be aware that residents continue to value physical books and welcome library spaces. There is significant growth demand for digital access, outreach learning, opportunities and community activities. The new strategy takes a community-led approach shaped around residents' needs and interests. It's a community-led approach that builds on strong progress with community-led initiatives, and examples include the expanded partnership work with schools to deliver the Sun and Reading Challenge, reading cafes, capital investment in Rogerstone Pollinator Garden, which many of you will have attended. It's important to note as well that the attendance at library events has increased from 16,418 in 24-25 to 36,125 in the 25-26 period. This demonstrates the role of libraries as active community spaces as well as places to borrow books. The strategy is structured around 4 objectives: access, environment, innovation and development. The access to ensure that everyone can engage with library services physically or digitally. We want to create welcoming, community-focused spaces that support learning, connection, and cultural representation. Embracing new ideas and technologies, removing the barriers, and supporting more engaging services. It's important that we increase participation, support community groups, and ensure staff have skills and the support needed. It's recommended the Cabinet to approve the Newport Library Strategy for 26-29, and the Cabinet is asked to agree that the strategy proceeds to publication. This will provide a current, accessible and community-focused strategy for library services. The strategy will support learning, inclusion and wellbeing across Newport. Going back to the early part of the report, we started the Summer Reading Challenge this weekend, and I was happy to attend with Councillor Howells, which was a really nice event, I think, as well. And I'd just like to thank, because it's often a group, the library staff are often a group that sometimes overshadowed by some of the bigger things going on in the cities, but I'd just like to really commend the work that's going on in the libraries by this team. They're incredibly passionate and doing some incredible work within our city services. So just like to thank you for that.
Brilliant, thank you, Councillor Hughes. Any comments, questions, observations, colleagues? Councillor Clark.
Yeah, I'd just like to, thank you, I'd just like to sort of add on to what Councillor Hughes has said, and just said in my own sort of story about the library. We've got a library in Malpas, and I think sort of with the modern pace of life and how it is, sort of libraries are sometimes forgotten, and their importance to the area where they are. And I say that because the Malpas library has been shut for a few days just because of a leakage. Nothing more than that, just a leakage. But I did get some phone calls and emails about it, and there were concerns and how long it'll be shut. But I'd like to say, sort of, Jason and the team he's got, including Alan, who sort of has turned this around really, really quickly in a couple of days. And I believe it reopens today, or it's reopening tomorrow. That sometimes sort of the libraries are sort of the unforgotten heroes of communities and community hubs. So yeah, I just wanted to make that point, and happy to obviously push forward with what you proposed to that.
Yeah, and I'm really struck by the attendance of library events increasing from 16,000 to 36,000. And have we celebrated that as a council?
No, that's right.
It's certainly something we talk about how we can acknowledge. I think this idea is built on what we can do as part of that in the summer. And I think we quite like it. I think it would be nice to actually highlight that for the library staff themselves. So we can certainly
Exactly. If we could organise that to recognise all hard work, because I think it's a celebration of what can be achieved. Sort that out. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, can I have approval and a second for the library structure? Councillor Clark and Councillor Davis. Item 7, the work programme. Can I have a proposal to move the work programme? Thank you very much. I'd also like to say at the end of this meeting, I want to make a few announcements about the prior year under-spend. I'm pleased to bring forward a package of targeted one-off investments totaling 820,000, which reflects our commitment to supporting our communities, protecting essential services and investing in infrastructure that helps people thrive. As I said, this has been funded by our previous year under-spend. So the first announcement, I'm very pleased to say, is £250,000 for Newport City Council events. This is the initial investment in events, but we now have some big summer events going forward that we want to support. We've seen successful events with libraries, but also for the city centre and other areas. So that's £250,000. This will help secure at least our flagship events of the Food Festival, Winter Wonderland, and other bid-supported events to attract visitors and support local businesses, particularly independent businesses that add so much to our city centre and to the city. Also, an additional increase to our CCTV budget. We invested last year 300,000. We're going to invest a further 150,000 into our CCTV programme, supporting our staff and the infrastructure of that network more widely to meet the needs of the 21st century. So that's a total commitment now of short of £500,000 is into the CCTV network. A further £120,000 into improving important facilities, but nonetheless toilet facilities for our staff at the Telford depot. We need to invest in our staff and the infrastructure that supports our staff, particularly the staff that do all our frontline operational services. So we'll be upgrading those facilities, those essential facilities for our staff. An additional £50,000 for assistive technology in the social care area, helping use of great technology to support the most vulnerable residents to live independently for longer, improve their well-being and reduce pressures on health and social care services. And finally, for this month at least, another £250,000 for community grants and community groups going forward to support many of the wonderful organisations that I've met, and I know Councillor Clark and Councillor Spencer have championed for the last couple of years at least, to support those groups. They are the fabric of our community, and that will be available monies to them from that. I commend these proposals to the Cabinet and look forward to working with members to invest these monies as quick as possible. And that's it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the sunshine and have a very good afternoon stroke evening.